afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. How does your garden grow?
Yes, good day to be out in the garden. It's a warm one today. A little later this hour, we're going to be taking your plant and garden questions for Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company. Mark and I will let you know when it's time to call in.
But first, here's what's making news today. Another employer to the list of places requiring vaccines. But could UW Health and others face a legal fight?
Plus, it's not just healthcare providers. Some local businesses are saying prove it to customers when it comes to vaccines. And a home is badly damaged, but a dog is okay following a fire in Madison this morning. Let's take a look outside. Kind of hazy out. I think that smoke is still coming in from the Canadian fires. Yeah, it still is. And it was warm today, warmer than I expected. Yeah,
absolutely. But showers return soon. Austin returns too. He's in the backyard. A little warm out there.
Yeah, you know, it is a little bit warm out here. The mugginess really isn't around too much overall, so it does feel pretty decent, but we do have a little bit of some haze overhead. Thankfully, no air quality advisories as of right now, but of course, if that changes, we are going to keep you posted. But it's 84 degrees outside right now. Look at that relative humidity percentage, down to 35%. That's because we have dew points remaining in those mid-50s as of right now, so it actually feels pretty decent, but it's definitely on the warmer side of things overall. Doppler track clear as can be, as we are looking to stay dry here for today. We're not expecting those showers and thunderstorms today, but much of the rest of this week, we are looking at least a chance to see a shower or a thunderstorm as well. A few days have better chances than others, of course, and you can see out west there is quite a bit of action currently, so that's on the way right now, but it's still going to take a little bit of some time before those showers and storms do end up returning to our area. Current temperatures in those lower to mid 80s, so we're pretty close to average. Some areas a degree or two below. Other areas like right here in the Madison area, we're just about a few degrees above average. But our dew points, this is one of the better parts about today, staying in those mid to upper 50s and possibly some lower 60s here and there. So it's not as muggy as what it really could be, but we are going to see an increase in mugginess at times here over these next 7 to 10 days. This rest of this evening looking pretty good. But what are we looking at with humidity and especially rain chances in the extended forecast? I'll have a detailed look at that coming up here in just a moment.
We need the rain. Austin will see you in a few minutes. The numbers seem to indicate rising COVID cases due to the Delta variant have pushed more people to get vaccines. The average number of vaccines administered per day in Wisconsin bottomed out at about 5,300 shortly after July 4th. But since then, the numbers have come back, with the state averaging more than 6,900 over the last week. One clinic doesn't indicate statewide growth in vaccine demand, but today's pop-up clinic in Rock County certainly showed progress.
Jamie Perez went to that clinic in Beloit today to ask what staff and newcomers are seeing.
Well, over the past several months, Rock County health officials say they've seen a decline in the number of people showing up to these pop-up clinics to get a vaccine. At some of them, they said they vaccinated as few as 6 people, but that is quickly changing. This clinic was held today at Hackett Elementary School in Beloit. They said this was their best turnout in the past several months. One of the Rock County public health folks that I spoke with here today said she does not care if there needs to be dozens more of these clinics as long as more people get the vaccine.
I think we're just going to have to continue to roll with it and be flexible and change our plans as we need to. We want everybody to get vaccinated, or as many people as possible, so that we can stop changing our plans. You know, the more that this virus has the ability to transmit from person to person, it's a potential that we could get different variants. So if we can just slow it down or get it closer to a stop, we'll be in a much better position.
Here in Rock County, they are in the red zone, which means transmission rates are high, so they were happy to see such a good turnout at this clinic compared to ones they've held over the past couple of months. Coming up tonight at 6, we're going to hear from some of the people who were here today getting that first shot, about why they waited until now, and for some of them, what changed their minds.
All right, Jamie, we'll see you at 6. UW Health is joining a recent push by healthcare providers nationwide requiring all of its employees get a COVID vaccine.
Those who refuse run the risk of losing their jobs. As of today, just over 2,000 people out of the 21,000 who work for UW Health have yet to get the COVID-19 vaccination, and that's just about 10% still holding out. UW Health says those 2,000 staff members have until October 1st to start getting their shots. This comes as the Delta variant continues to surge throughout our state, making up 80% of new cases. Some attorneys believe requiring vaccines is not legal, despite a federal court ruling saying otherwise. One attorney who represented nursing home staff at Rock Haven in Janesville, following a mandate there earlier this year, says he's already heard from Dane County Health System employees asking for legal advice.
My clients that I've had, the ones that I may get in the future, they're not in the anti-vax crowd. They do have legitimate concerns, though, about the time frame in which these COVID-19 drugs were rolled out, and I think those are valid concerns that ought to be addressed and recognized by their employers.
In a statement, UW Health says they know the vaccine to be the safest way to avoid getting very sick from COVID, and that this decision was made squarely with ending the pandemic in mind. Tonight at 5, we'll hear from another healthcare system in Dane County, SSM Health, who announced their mandate in June. The difference there since then. That's coming up at 5.
You'll need more than just your credit card to eat at a Madison restaurant starting this week. Robinia Courtyard is requiring vaccine proof for customers at its late-night events. The courtyard is shared by Black Lotus Cafe, Madison Tap, and Jardin. Robinia posted on social media Tuesday that it will more closely follow CDC guidelines, including requiring customers to wear their masks when they're not seated at their table. We spoke to the co-owner about this move this afternoon.
There's still a handful of people every night that we do have events that are excited to whip out their vaccine card. A, because they've never had to anywhere else, and B, because, you know, some of them are proud that they get to show that they're vaccinated.
Robinia Courtyard joins a growing list of private businesses choosing to ask customers to show proof of vaccination, including 5 Nightclub, which made a similar announcement for peak business hours that'll go into effect Thursday night. Federal officials predict COVID cases could continue to surge in many places over the next 2 weeks, fueled by the easily transmissible Delta variant and unvaccinated Americans.
With only about half of the total U.S. population fully vaccinated, more local officials are bringing back mask mandates, but some are also facing stiff opposition from their own state governments. Natalie Brand reports.
One day after New York became the first U.S. city to announce it will require the COVID vaccine for a variety of indoor activities, such as dining out and going to the gym, Mayor Bill de Blasio told CBS News he wants other local leaders to follow.
Tragically, if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to be left out.
A growing number of other city leaders have reinstated indoor mask mandates in light of a recent surge in cases, putting them at odds with state leaders in some places, such as Florida and Texas. Missouri's state attorney general is suing Kansas City's mayor, arguing he has no authority to impose a mask mandate and adding that children are less likely to be impacted by COVID-19.
He doesn't care about the outbreak in our community.
In hindsight, I wish that had not become law.
But in Arkansas, Republican Governor Asa Hutchinson expressed regret over his state's ban on mask mandates. He's called on state lawmakers to make an exception for schools. COVID vaccines authorized for children under 12 could come sometime this winter. U.S. health officials are also now assessing data from the U.S. and abroad to determine whether booster shots may be necessary for teens and adults.
What we're looking at in all of those data sources is evidence of the durability of protection going down, or evidence that breakthroughs are actually increasing. And when we see that clearly and consistently across the data, then we can make a recommendation.
Wednesday, the World Health Organization asked wealthy nations to hold off on boosters for the next couple of months to help meet its goal of vaccinating 10% of the population in all countries globally by the end of September. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The U.S. Surgeon General met with former Surgeons General and other administration health officials at the White House today to talk about pandemic response and the Delta variant.
He said fully vaccinated people should still feel feel confident in a high degree of protection and says the vast majority of people with breakthrough infections are experiencing minor symptoms.
The head of the World Health Organization wants countries to hold off on giving anyone booster shots to make sure that the world has access to as many vaccines as possible. The director of the WHO made the appeal mostly to wealthier countries that have far outpaced the developing world in the numbers of vaccinations. WHO officials say the science is unproven about whether giving booster shots to people who have already received 2 doses of a vaccine is effective in preventing the spread of the coronavirus.
High-income countries have now administered almost 100 doses for every 100 people. Meanwhile, low-income countries have only been able to administer 1.5 doses for every 100 people due to lack of supply. We need an urgent reversal from the majority of vaccines going to high-income countries to the majority going to low-income countries.
The World Health Organization appealed in particular to the large group of 20 large economies, saying that the course of the pandemic depends on their leadership.
The Mexican government is suing at least a dozen U.S. gun manufacturers and distributors for allegedly facilitating illegal arms trafficking. Mexico's foreign ministry announced the lawsuit today. Mexico claims that the, quote, negligent and illicit practices of U.S. gun manufacturers and distributors have eased arms trafficking and generated enormous human and material damage. Lawsuit documents allege that between 70 and 90% of weapons recovered in crime scenes in Mexico were trafficked from the United States. Mexico's demanding a solution to the public problem as well as compensation, which would be determined in trial.
Well, it should have been a day to remember, but a Lebanese doctor does not even have a photograph of her wedding on display because she says the memories are so painful. You may recall this story. We showed it to you when this first happened. She was standing in a white gown and headdress in a square in Beirut last August 4th when the scene was shattered by a deafening roar as a powerful shockwave nearly blew her off her feet. The video was eventually seen around the world. One heart-stopping moment among many family stories on the day a huge explosion rocked the Lebanese capital. More than 200 people were killed and thousands more injured. The devastation is still visible today.
People used to call me wherever I go, you are the famous bride, etc. Of course, I feel happy that people knows me wherever I go. And everyone, I'm sure everyone likes to be famous. But I prefer to be famous in a different way because people when called me the famous bride or bride of Beirut, I remember the bad moments.
She returned to the United States where she had been working in September, but coronavirus restrictions prevented her husband from joining her. So she went back to Lebanon so they could be together until they find a new base away from the economic crisis of their homeland.
Well, a dog is safe after the house he was in caught fire in Madison today. Neighbors of the home on Elka Lane called 911 just before 7:30 this morning, and crews were able to put the fire out in about 10 minutes. Nobody was in the house at the time, but firefighters were able to get a dog out of the house.
So they got the dog out pretty quick, and you know, Ollie's just gonna hang out for a while. Ollie is old and usually blind and deaf, so we'll see how that goes with our doggy.
Fire officials still trying to get in contact with the homeowners. Neighbors are looking after Ollie until the owners can be notified. No injuries were reported, and crews do not know what yet caused that fire. Poor Ollie. Look, he's safe and sound.
Yeah. He has a big smile on his face.
He does. He's happy to be out of there. Well, there's more to come before Charles Franklin, the director of the Marquette Law School poll, is out with a new survey.
Charles joins us next to tell us what Americans think of the U.S. Supreme Court and the popularity of President Biden. We'll have the latest poll results when Live at 4 continues.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
Taco night is heartburn you can plan for, but surprise pizza means heartburn you didn't expect. New Zantac 360 Degrees contains the #1 doctor-recommended medicine approved to both prevent and relieve heartburn and works in as little as 15 minutes. New Zantac 360.
Since 1976, Feldco stood the test of time. It's Feldco's 45th anniversary! Time to get down! To celebrate Feldco's 45th anniversary, get 45% off windows today. That's cause for a celebration.
45% off windows won't last long. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco. Oh, baby, I have sinned. Baby, this is my last confession. You know I've never been no good. But when I'm with you, it feels like heaven. I'm begging for mercy, baby. Yeah.
So, what do you think?
I love it.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Cabinet? Handled. Air? Conditioned. Lawn? Mowed. Get started on your next home project at Angie.com or download the Angie mobile app today. Make your home an Angie home. Angie, and done.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think. Only during trade month. Right now, get up to 1,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
As you remodel, don't toss your cabinets and appliances. Donate to Habitat Restore. Give your items a second life while proceeds build Habitat for Humanity homes. Donate today. Habitat Restore, Dane County.
The latest jobs report from private companies did not match economists' expectations. According to the payroll processor, ADP, private employers added just 330,000 jobs in July. Economists had predicted nearly double that figure. The services sector, led by leisure and hospitality, saw the biggest growth. Experts say the disappointing numbers do not bode well for Friday's government jobs report.
And those weak job numbers sent stocks mostly lower. The Dow Industrials fell 323 points, closing at 34,792. The Nasdaq managed a 19-point gain, but the S&P 500 was off 20. Well, a new Marquette Law School poll was released today.
The latest survey looked at public opinion about the U.S. Supreme Court. The director of the Marquette Law School poll, Charles Franklin, is back with us. Hi, Charles. It's been a while. Welcome back.
Good to be back. Thanks for having me.
So why did you decide to look at the Supreme Court in this poll?
Well, we are a law school, of course, but we do care about the Supreme Court and the law. For the last 2 years, we've been doing annual polls about the court. These are national polls, not Wisconsin polls. But now we're ramping that up, and we'll be doing them every 2 months throughout the year. The reason is the issues that the court deals with are very important to the country, but they're important to a lot of people as well. And we think that by looking at the court throughout the year, instead of just once a year, we'll get a better picture of some of the issues coming before them and how people react to those.
The first set of numbers we have is about the Supreme Court approval rating. What'd you find?
Approval of the court's normally pretty high, and that's true this time. 60% overall approve of the job the court's doing. The but here is that was 66% a year ago. So it has dropped a little bit. But most importantly, Democrats and independents have hardly changed at all from a year ago, but Republicans have dropped from 80% approval all the way down to 57% approval. So that's a big drop from Republicans, and it's a little paradoxical because our poll a year ago was done just before Justice Ginsburg died. So in the interim, a Republican president has appointed another justice to the court, a 6-3 majority for Republican-appointed justices, and yet it's Republicans who lowered their approval of the court.
That's very puzzling.
It is. I think there are a lot of possibilities. One that I can rule out is that Republicans didn't come to see the court as any less conservative than they saw it a year ago. So that doesn't seem to be part of the story. You know, maybe they think the court didn't go far enough. But it's also possible they felt the court didn't intervene in the election controversies. I'm sorry we didn't ask a question about that, but we will next time. Finally, there is a peculiarity that Republicans are less likely to understand that Republicans have the majority of the court. A 6-3 majority, but only 16% of Republicans said they were certain that Republicans had the majority. Among Democrats, it was 44% that said Republicans definitely had the majority. So there's a big, strange gap there. 30% of Republicans believe Democrats hold a majority on the court. And among those folks, approval is only 43%. So there's some interesting things going on with perceptions about the court's majority, even though we just went through 4 years of hearing it's all about the judges.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what people actually know about the Supreme Court. And did you ask questions about the individual justices?
We did. We went through all 9 justices. I don't think it'll surprise anyone that a lot of them are not very well known. The least well known is Justice Breyer, about whom there's been a lot of discussion about whether he should retire from the court or not. The best known are the justices who have most recently been confirmed, Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett, though Justice Clarence Thomas is also in the top 3. There are about 24% of the public that really don't have an opinion about any of the justices, but then there's another 25% or so that have opinions about 7, 8, or 9 justices. So you can see the divisions in, you know, who's really fascinated by the court and tied into it.
Yeah, that is interesting. Quickly, President Biden's approval rating.
58% in this poll, a couple of points below the court. That's a little higher than he's running in national averages right now, I should say.
And you have another poll, more Wisconsin-related, coming up next month.
Absolutely. We're not forgetting the folks back home. Next Wednesday, we'll be out with a Wisconsin poll, one of our usual Marquette Law School polls of the state. What do people think about our elected officials? A wide variety of policy issues and COVID, of course.
All right. We'll see you next Wednesday.
We'll see you soon.
Look forward to it.
Thanks, Charles. Great to see you.
Well, still to come at 4, it's not only the western U.S. and Canada dealing with wildfires, they're around the world.
We'll check out fires burning in Turkey, Italy, and Greece coming up after Austin's First Warn forecast.
Stoughton Health has 3 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have clinics in Oregon, Stoughton, and McFarland with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Attention homeowners, you may remember we started out looking for 50 homes, then down to 30. Thank you for your response. And now down to 20 homeowners. You don't want to miss out. Remember, we can take those old energy-wasting windows out and install new windows as part of our home evaluation program here at Mad City Windows. We're going to install the Eco Sky windows with Sky Mirror technology. We're going to give your home an energy upgrade. You're going to love these new windows. We're Wisconsin's #1 remodeler, and now we're looking for 20 homeowners who need new windows. 20 homeowners will receive special savings, free installation on a house full of new windows. 18 months, no payments, and no interest financing. Call right now. You get a free $50 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616, Mad City.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
A great night's sleep starts on a new mattress from Steinhafels. Sleep up to 8 degrees cooler on the next generation Tempur-Pedic Breeze with super breathable cooling technology that moves heat away from your body. Get a queen Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress for only $67 per month when you use Steinhafels 60-month special financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash and free delivery. Only at Steinhafels and Steinhafels.com.
Stoughton Health has 3 convenient urgent care locations for the care you need without the wait. We have clinics in Oregon, Stoughton, and McFarland with extended hours to fit your schedule. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Take a look at this. 4 large cooling towers were demolished at a former power plant in North Yorkshire, England. Cameras captured the moment explosives brought down the towers, once part of the Eggborough power plant. It took 9 months of planning to destroy the 300-foot-high structures. Once the remaining towers are demolished, developers plan to build an industrial and distribution park. The towers have been a Yorkshire landmark for over 50 years. Why do we like this video so much of things being imploded?
They're fascinating. Yeah, they really are. They're so cool.
All right.
Very neat.
America today celebrates one of its favorite sweet treats.
It is National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day today. Grab some cookies, homemade or store-bought, pour a glass of milk, and enjoy. We have Ruth Graves Wakefield. Here is a trivia answer for you for your next contest to thank for what some would call their favorite cookie. It dates back to 1937 when Ruth ran out of baker's chocolate, so she mixed semi-sweet chocolate chunks with sugar cookie dough, and voila, chocolate chip cookies were born. Do you know the whole history?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And you have a whole plate.
Here we go.
Oh,
these have some white chocolate in too.
These are great because these are jumbo.
These are Austin, you got one over there?
I do have one over here. I'm almost done with it though. I might need to get another one later.
Well, we got. Why are they so good in milk?
That's the only way to eat them. I agree. That's good.
I like milk.
That's one way to eat them. All right, take it away, Austin.
All right, now nobody can talk.
I've got a mouthful right now, but we have a beautiful day ahead for the rest of today, and then we have some more rain chances to talk about. The rain is returning to the forecast. Find out when. That's coming up.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
Here in Mad City, we want to prove our windows keep the heat out. Pat of butter on the front of our window, butane torch on the back, representing the hot sunshine in the summertime. Look at the butter. It doesn't melt. The Eco Sky window will give your home an energy upgrade. You've been thinking about it all year long. Well, it's not too late to call Mad City Windows to install the Eco Sky windows with Sky Mirror technology. Beautiful windows, whatever size you need, custom made, bay, bow, double hung, slider, and you'll love the ease of operation. Now remember, we started out looking for 50 homes, then 30, now down to 20. You can save a lot of money if you call in today. Zip code and location are important. You'll get free installation on a house full of new windows. 18 months, no payments and no interest financing. And if you call during this program, $50 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616, Mad City.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
With less moderate to severe eczema, why hide your skin? If you can help heal your skin from within. With Dupixent, adults saw long-lasting, clearer skin and significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about Dupixent.
At Harker Heating and Cooling, you can save a whole bunch of money when you buy an air conditioner. You know what's even better? Saving even more money when you purchase an air conditioner and a furnace at the same time.
Harker Heating and Cooling.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Hello and welcome back. Now, we are seeing some sunshine outside. It's a pretty nice overall day here for today, but we are tracking some rain chances in these next few days. Some days we're looking at some scattered rain chances, others not so much, just that smaller chance, but the warmth, that is going to stick around. In fact, it is going to get a little bit warmer before we actually do cool things right back down afterwards. But some rain chances along the way. We do have some late night showers and storms in the forecast, and then later on in the line we have a few more days that we are expecting some more showers and thunderstorms, but the humidity, that's going to end up increasing, and that brings some more chances of showers and storms here for this upcoming weekend. Doppler track not quite supporting the shower and thunderstorms for today as we are looking to stay dry, but as I mentioned a little earlier in the broadcast here, just out to our west, we are looking at quite a few of these showers, some weaker thunderstorms as of right now, and just that moisture in general is going to be tracking in our direction here over these next few days. Future track is going to show that, however. Again, the rest of today, beautiful finish. We're really not worried about too much here for today. And overnight tonight, we'll see these temperatures falling down into those lower 60s. And then those temperatures crank right back up here towards the afternoon tomorrow. We are expecting those lower 80s to return, but just behind me here, a few of those showers. Now, tomorrow, we do have a slight chance to see a passing shower or thunderstorm. Not the greatest chance, because you see those developing out to our west, and they really do generally fall apart. Now, this actually stopped at about 5:30 in the morning on Friday morning, so we are looking at a better chance to see some Friday showers here and there. But it does look like, again, tomorrow, still that small chance to see one or two of these showers holding together and moving through. Otherwise, we're looking pretty good to go. But we do have another good chance here towards the afternoon and evening hours on Friday. Look at how these storms start to develop here in our area. And then they really could pop up here and there as well later on in the afternoon on Friday. And this is what we're looking at here over these next few days. We are looking at quite a few of these rain chances. Again, only a 20% chance for tomorrow, but you saw that much more activity on this Friday, and that's going to be bringing more rain chances here for us. That does drop again for our Saturday, but we are looking at a better chance to see more widespread shower or storm activity by the time we actually come upon Sunday. Temperatures currently feeling pretty good out there, but a little toasty. 84 in both Madison and Janesville right now. Still a few areas seeing the upper 70s currently. Right now, Mineral Point at 79, Lone Rock at 81. But our dew points in the 50s and lower 60s. It feels great in terms of humidity. There isn't too much overall humidity outside. But I mentioned how these temperatures are going to warm up before we really do cool things back down. Saturday and Sunday, those mid-80s return. Afterwards, upper 80s and low 90s. So it is going to get pretty toasty at times. Thankfully, our wind speeds aren't causing too many problems, but they are coming from the south. So that's one of those reasons why we are continuing to increase these temperatures. But our futurecast shows tonight's low 61 degrees, partly cloudy skies, very pleasant conditions overall. Then your extended forecast does show quite a few rain chances. Now, towards the end of this forecast, notice how we do start to dry things right back out. Temperatures fall a little bit, and we are looking at a little bit less overall humidity towards the end of this forecast. But in the meantime, quite a few rain chances, quite a bit of high humidity, and those high temperatures sticking around over the next few days.
Very August forecast.
There's plenty of summer left, yes.
It's very August-like, that's for sure.
All right, Austin, thank you.
Thanks, Austin.
As dozens of wildfires rage across the United States, Europe is also struggling to contain fires burning out of control.
CBS's Ian Lee reports.
A war rages against wildfires across the Mediterranean. In Greece, firefighters battle flames on the ground, while in the air, planes and helicopters struggle to slow their advance. Hundreds of people have fled their homes in the suburbs of Athens, where a wall of fire and smoke consumes everything in its path. This man said he stayed behind to save his animals. The worst heat wave in decades is fueling the fires. Greece's prime minister pleads with everyone to stay alert as the forecast calls for more extreme weather. In neighboring Turkey, panic gripped residents as wildfires neared their homes. So far, at least 8 people have died. In one region, farmers and their animals took shelter from the flames on a beach. While at a nearby resort, people used boats to flee after their escape route was cut off.
We've had little fires before, but I've never seen this devastation. And it's not just here, it's everywhere.
Scientists blame that devastation on climate change and warn fires in the future will likely be worse. Ian Lee, CBS News.
That video is unbelievable.
It really is.
Fires are also raging out of control right now in Italy and Albania.
Well, up next on Live, before we go inside one of the bars and restaurants across the nation requiring vaccinations.
And then coming up tonight at 5, how do you prove to a place that you are vaccinated? And how do they confirm that? Our Talil Moladeen will tell us all about it coming up tonight at 5.
Are your old windows trying to tell you something? Then do like over 50,000 satisfied customers. Give us a call here at Mad City Windows for new windows that will look great in your home and save you money. The Eco Sky windows are airtight, 114% more airtight than the competition. You can count on us to do the job on time and on budget. Call right now to be one of 20 homeowners to save a lot of money on new windows. Zip code and location are important. We'll put a good neighbor sign in your yard. Curb appeal counts. Call in now to get free installation on a house full of new windows. Now, more than 20 will call in, but you need to call now. 18 months, no payments and no interest financing, and a $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again, 608-338-1616, Mad City.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of basic or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who've honorably served and their families. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
The Olympics and Paralympics are back. And watching our athletes will once again give the impression that America is the healthiest country in the world. We aren't, but we can be. Our collective health is too important to take for granted ever again. The health of our nation cannot just be measured by the victories of our champions. It must be measured by the health of all of us.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
Tonight at 5, 2 more Wisconsin healthcare leaders say employees need to get the vaccine. Hear from the attorney who has already worked to overturn a similar mandate in Rock County.
Overall warm weather with a pretty quiet term for the next few days. Our next rain chance starts to develop late Thursday night heading into the weekend. We'll look at your full forecast.
And ahead at 6, after months of hesitancy, some people are changing their minds about getting the vaccine. We stopped by a vaccination clinic to see why some are now getting their shots. The story at 6.
Giving the old weather satellite a spin, we end up in Sacramento, California. Nice sunny day there.
That's a beautiful shot.
It really is. Well, New York City will soon start requiring proof of vaccination for indoor dining, some performances, and gyms.
But many businesses across the country have already taken this step on their own. Nichelle Medina reports.
Customers who want to buy a shot at the Permanent Records Roadhouse bar in Los Angeles need proof they've received the shot.
The decision was a difficult one to make.
Owner Lance Barisi asks customers to show evidence of a vaccination card or a negative test.
For the protection of our staff and our patrons, we thought this was the best option.
Effervescence in New Orleans has a similar requirement for indoor diners. Unvaccinated customers are welcome to sit outside.
There's a few people who commented on Instagram, negatively, but most people are applauding us.
With COVID-19 cases rising, there's a growing number of bars and restaurants adopting vaccine policies. Hundreds of establishments in San Francisco now ask for proof of vaccine or negative test. Many owners fear rising infections could lead to another round of shutdowns.
The majority of people barely made it through the first very long and very strict shutdown and reopening process.
The policies have received negative comments.
I think that we're getting maybe 1 or 2 complaints from people who live in San Francisco per day, and then we're getting probably 10 to 15 complaints from people who don't live in California. They don't live anywhere near here.
But many establishments with requirements say they are actually seeing a boost in business.
I want to support establishments that kind of are looking out for the best interests of their patrons and their staff.
Many owners believe only welcoming COVID-free customers will give them a better shot at staying open. Nichelle Medina, CBS News, San Diego.
Interesting trend, and
it really is
happening in Madison as well.
That's right.
Well, it's time to get your plant and garden questions answered. Lisa Briggs is standing by in the backyard patio.
The number to call if you have a question for Lisa is 270-9933. We'll take your calls right after the break. We'll be right back.
At Pick and Save, every free pickup order is picked fresh and packed with care, or we'll make it right. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Time is running out to participate in our home evaluation program here at Mad City Windows. Now, we started out looking for 50 homes, then 30. Thank you for responding. Down to 20 homeowners. Remember, zip code and location are important. We'll put a good neighbor sign in your yard, curb appeal counts, and you're going to get a house full of new windows at unbelievable savings. Whatever size window you need, bay, bow, double hung, slider. If we don't have the color on the outside, we'll make it for you. It's the Eco Sky window only from Mad City Windows. Beat inflation and take advantage of our volume purchasing power here in Mad City Windows. Be one of 20 homeowners to get these special savings. Free installation on a house full of new energy-saving windows. 18 months, no payments, and no interest financing. Last chance to call in to get the $50 Amazon gift card with estimate. Call 608-338-1616. Let me give you that number again. 608-338-1616, Mad City.
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
And Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin.
So when allergies attack,
take Allegra before your symptoms take over you. And for congestion relief, find Allegra D at your pharmacy.
When you're the victim of an accident, it can feel like the weight of the entire world is on your shoulders. Why not let us take that crippling burden off your back? Havish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think. Only during trade month. Right now, get up to $1,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Is your credit score getting in the way of things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit help you borrow up to $10,000. So check your eligibility on netcredit.com today without affecting your credit score. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Pick and Save delivery is always fresh because we check our produce at every stop on its journey to you. We're fresh every day, so shop anyway. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
And welcome back. Right now, we're not seeing many slowdowns, just a few slowdowns on the Beltline as of right now, but that's really all we're looking at. Usually this time of the day, we are seeing a lot more red here on the Beltline, so it's actually moving along quite nicely currently. Let's check out what's going on in Janesville, and there's really not a lot of action. Lots of green overall, and that's just great news here for all of us. Everything looking good to go on the roadways as of right now.
Thank you. Things got a little out of control on a Frontier flight from Philly to Miami. According to a police report, 22-year-old Maxwell Berry groped the breast of a female flight attendant. Berry then attacked a male flight attendant who tried to intervene. Eventually, he was restrained and duct taped to his seat on the plane. Upon landing, Berry was arrested for 3 counts of battery. Apparently, this is the protocol they're supposed to do.
That's right. And the flight attendants were initially fired for doing this, right? And then reinstated.
Yeah, the Delta or Frontier changed their mind after they got all this publicity. He said his parents are rich.
Oh, I'm sure they're very proud.
So he's in 22C on a Frontier airline. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here to take your plant questions.
270-9933 is the number to call. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
All right, let's start with Mike in Mount Horeb. Hi, Mike. What's your question?
Hi. I've got a fairly large lilac bush that last year seemed to be real healthy, and about halfway through the season lost all its leaves. Okay. And they started coming back towards the end of the year. This year it leafed out kind of not real well and had a few flowers on it, but now the leaves are dropping off it again. Can I cut that back and just hope for the best, or?
Lilacs will respond to really serious pruning and regenerate from the bottom. It does take some time, though, like years. Yeah. What you can do, though, is go and maybe take out the oldest stems, a couple every year, and let the new growth come up from the base, and it will, you'll have a better looking shrub sooner if you do it that way.
So I can take it back almost to the ground then?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for your call.
All right. Thanks for calling. Let's go to Landon in Beloit. Hi, Landon. What's your question?
Yes, ma'am. So I just started a garden, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder what type of fertilizer I should use.
So are you doing a vegetable garden or for flowers?
What's a sunflower?
So you want to grow sunflowers?
Yeah, those things are cool.
I think that for sunflowers, if you're growing them from seed, you can use any kind of organic broad spectrum fertilizer. We have one called Garden Tone by Espoma that is just really general and has all the nutrients that most plants will need and would be fine for sunflowers.
All right. Let's go to Charlene in Fitchburg. Hi, Charlene. What's your question?
My question regards an orchid plant I have, actually. But previously I had bought a little rose at the grocery store, and it developed spider mites on it, which I destroyed. But now on one of my orchids, I see some tiny little crystal bubble-like. It looks like, you know, eggs from some kind of a insect. And I don't know what's causing it, if it's related to the spider mites or something else.
Are these bubble structures on the plant, or are they things that are in the soil?
No, they're on the leaves of the orchid.
It sounds like it might be scale. And scale is a difficult insect to get rid of on normal plants because the insects are protected by that little bubble coating. On an orchid, since they're not really planted in soil, they're usually in some sort of bark or mossy kind of medium.
Right.
It's hard to use a systemic. I'm afraid that there's probably not much you can do. If you want to sort of pick them off and then take a Q-tip and some rubbing alcohol and sort of clean it off, you might be able to get ahead of it if it's not too bad. But it might just be that that's a plant that you need to get rid of and start over again. Scale's really tough.
Well, I have several orchids all on the same table. This is the only one that I've seen that's affected by it.
Definitely want to isolate it and get it away from the plants that are healthy.
All right. All right. Thank you for calling. Let's go to Margaret in Madison. Hi, Margaret. What's your question?
Hi. We have a lawn with a lot of brown spots that seem to be spreading, and we think it might be a lawn fungus. Is there anything that you can do to eradicate that, or what is the process for that?
Given the time of year, most fungal issues we tend to see more in the spring than we do in the summertime. It might be chinch bugs, which are a little bug that is underneath the soil, and they're eating the roots. And the lawn turns brown, starts in a patch and gets bigger, but it's sort of a weird brown, kind of a pinky sort of brown. And the weeds in there are fine if there are any weed development. You can dig like a hole and put like a tomato can or a tomato sauce can where you take the top and bottom off, and then you put some soil or some water in it. And if there are chinch bugs, they will float to the surface of the water. And so that's a really good way to tell if that's your problem. Otherwise, bring in a sample to the garden center and show us so we can take a look at it to be sure if it's a fungus or an insect. It'll make a difference how you treat it.
Okay.
Chinch bugs. Never heard of those before.
Yeah, they've gotten worse in this area in the last couple of years.
All right, John in Middleton. Hi, what's your question?
So we have some winter damage when the ice storm came, and our arborvitae, it is about half brown and half green. All the other ones came back. This one seems to be struggling. Do you think it's worth saving, or do we got to pull it?
Well, is it like the whole plant is browning or just the inside?
It's half and half. Literally, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
On the top is brown, other parts are green, so it's parts are survived, other parts don't look so good.
So as arborvitae, they should be showing new growth by now. And so if you have parts of the arborvitae that are brown all the way out to the growth, and they didn't set new buds this year, then those parts are unlikely to regenerate. But arborvitae, sometimes if it's just branches that are here or there, sometimes if you take those out at this time, it'll take some time, but the plant will grow in and sort of cover the damage. What I would do is maybe send us some photos to the plant desk so we can take a look at it. And it's plantdesk@brucecompany.com, and you can just take some photos, send them off to us, and then our experts on the team will take a look and maybe give you some more advice based on what we're seeing and not what you're seeing.
And John's in Middleton, so maybe he can just stop by.
Or he can just stop by with pictures as well,
Absolutely. All right, we are out of time. We didn't stump her again.
I know,
I don't know. The chinch bug thing, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, Lisa, thank you. Thank you all for calling in. We'll do this again in a couple of weeks. We'll have a final check of your forecast coming up.
Ask about our Designer Kids package or Free Lens Upgrade. Wisconsin Vision. See more life.
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So trees, you won't take me down. When allergies attack, take Allegra.
Before your symptoms take over you.
Live your greatness.
You call me devious, but you don't understand that all I am is a little mysterious.
So what do you think?
I love it.
Get the last roof you'll ever need with steel roofing from Menards. Steel roofing adds a nice, sleek finish to your home while withstanding the worst weather conditions Mother Nature can dish out. It's the choice of more and more homeowners in the Midwest. Choose from 24 colors in store or online at menards.com. All steel roofing is 11% off. Save 11% on everything. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Tonight at 5, COVID cases are continuing to impact the Milwaukee Brewers. Which player is the latest to test positive? And the Verona Area School District telling students and staff to mask up this fall. Why school officials say it's needed at 5.
I'm News 3 Now's Josh Spreiter. I'm visiting the people, places, and events that make this area one of a kind. Tell me what inspires you, and it might be featured on News 3 Now this morning.
In the 608, weekdays on News 3 Now this morning.
And welcome back. Taking one final check of your 10-day forecast. Quite a few rain chances are on the way, especially starting on Friday. Then we do look to dry out near the end, but in the meantime, it's going to get pretty hot, and it's going to stay pretty humid here after a mostly dry day for tomorrow. Make sure you stay tuned. We'll be right back after the break.
Save on the best name brand mattresses with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection in stock now. Your choice, 14-inch firm or plush queen mattress, just $4.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
My heart failure diagnosis changed my priorities. I want time for the people I love. My heart doesn't pump enough blood, so my doctor gave me Farxiga. It helps my heart do its job better. Farxiga helps keep me living life and out of the hospital for heart failure.
Do not take if allergic to Farxiga. Symptoms of a serious allergic reaction include rash, swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing. Stop taking and seek medical help right away. Tell your doctor right away if you have red color in urine or pain while you urinate or a genital area infection, since a rare but serious genital infection may be life-threatening. Do not take Farxiga if you have severe kidney problems or are on dialysis. Other serious side effects include dehydration, sudden kidney problems, genital yeast and bacterial infections in women and men, urinary tract infections, and low blood sugar. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of ketoacidosis, which is serious and may lead to death.
Work time with her? Sounds good to me.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
It's that time of year again where you just want a little fresh air. Maybe a cool midnight breeze through a window, or the smell of fresh-cut grass through a patio door. If your windows or doors aren't letting you enjoy the season, consider Renewal by Anderson Replacement Windows from Wanakee Remodeling. For a limited time, take advantage of our great offer. Renewal by Anderson Windows. Let's crack one open.
If you can afford to launch yourself into space, you can pay your fair share in taxes. But billionaires and big corporations have avoided paying taxes for years. President Joe Biden's plan makes the rich pay their fair share so we can cut taxes for families with children and create millions of good jobs. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to stop putting billionaires ahead of the middle class. If you can afford to joyride in space, you can pay your fair share.
Save now on furniture with the A1 Instant Rebate with a huge selection of inventory available now. Your choice, 2-piece sofa and love seat or sectional, just $9.99.
Madison's locally owned family furniture store.
Save online or in-store with the A1 Instant Rebate.
In today's Final Touch, an undersea exploration goes viral thanks to some marine mammals.
Mammals with the real star power and sponge power as well. They say he lives in a pineapple under the sea. Well, marine researchers exploring a deep sea mountain didn't spot any pineapples, but they did spot a real-life yellow sponge sitting right next to a pink sea star, a.k.a. SpongeBob SquarePants and his buddy Patrick in the flesh. Crew members of the research vessel, the Explorer, were using remote submersible vehicles to map ecosystems in the area called the Retriever Seamount off the east coast of the U.S. That's when they